looking at me? I just sprouted and you're blocking my light. Can you move a little? Ah, sun. Yeah, that's much better. Why are you still here? What, have you never seen a sprout fae before? You must be new to the forest. Or a baby. But I think you're too big to be a baby. Are you an oak fae? You're so big. Maybe pine. Or redwood? Cypress? What kind of creature are you? You don't look like any friend or foe I'm familiar with. You're not even sparkly in the slightest. Do you like standing in the sun too? It feels so nice, right? Doesn't it just feel so good to be warm? The sun today is especially delicious. Lemony. I'm gonna sit here my whole life and eat the sun. What are you gonna do your whole life? I hope you don't mind me prying, but I noticed you have legs. Are you gonna move around? Doesn't that get boring? Like, moving around all the time? It sounds boring to me. When you're in such a nice spot like this. Especially with the lemony sun. What? No, I don't want to be put in a pot. You keep your grubby hands to yourself. Are you a plant collector? Ugh. Gross. There's no way. I do not believe you. Windows cannot be better than this whole entire sun. What if the sun where you live tastes like a carrot? I'm gonna stay firmly rooted right here. Thank you very, 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 very much. A traveling plant collector. That is very intriguing. So I'd get to taste the sun in a lot of different places. But being in a pot it sounds so restrictive. I don't know. When I get big, I'm gonna get big. Big. What if you don't have a pot big enough? Or what if I get too heavy for the wagon? Soil is very heavy, you know. Especially as much as I need. And one day I'm gonna be sprouting an entire family. Are we all gonna have pots? Each and every one of us in its own little pot? Are you gonna separate us? Farm us? That does sound kind of fun. How many of us do you think you can support in your wagon? Can you help us take over the whole continent? By the way, you could probably tell from the smell, my delicious smell, but I'm Mint. It's very nice to meet you. I'm not invasive in North America, so taking over the entire continent is actually my birthright. I'm open to sharing the continent with my other minty variants, though. I think we could perchance make a deal. I'll let you put me in a pot and travel around with me if and only if you periodically take some cuttings and plant them in the ground It's not a tall order, really, especially for someone who's supposedly a plant enthusiast. Get a good sniff. Okay, it's a deal. Keep smelling me. Appreciate me. You know, most mammals don't like the smell of mint, especially rodents, squirrels, raccoons, possums. But I can tell you like sniffing, so go ahead. Go ahead. You can rub my leaves on your face whenever it pleases you. I'll let you know when I want to be cut too. It helps me grow even bigger. I know some people get a little bit freaked out about the prospect of pruning a sprout vey, because it's kind of like tearing off our limbs. But our limbs are supposed to be torn off to make room for more limbs. So it is a little bit uncomfortable, but it's not distressing. Out with the old and in with the new. Have you ever had your limbs lovingly pruned off of your body? No? Dang, you really are new to the forest. It might happen if you stick around too long. It's a good idea you're a traveler if you don't want to have your limbs lovingly pruned. The conventions here are different. Oh, what's that? Soil. Oh, that does smell really good. It feels like it would be very well draining. There's even some volcanic ash in there. Volcanic ash. Do you drink a lot of coffee? I'm just curious if I can expect grounds. You know, little coffee grounds. Not too much though, just a little bit. This is the volcanic ash, isn't it? Wow. I can't wait to dig into that. That's gonna be really nice for my feet, so that my feet don't get too soggy and boggy. Soggy, boggy roots are the worst. Have you ever been moldy before? Has some part of you started to rot, so you had to kind of like shimmy it off? No? If you'd like, I could check for rot. Yeah, let me look. Do you have any rotten bits? Do you have any rotten bits over there? No rotten over there. Rotten bits, rotten bits. You look pretty clean. When it rains, what do you do? Wait. I'm confused. When it rains, you get out of the rain? I was expecting to hear about your showering routine. Oh, you can make rain other places than the sky. But why not just use the sky? Have you ever dug your feet into really soft soil and then just kept digging down lower and lower and lower and lower as the months pass. You can get really deep if you keep going. It just takes a little bit of perseverance and a healthy imperialist mindset to spread across the entire nation. Once, one of my cousin mints took over an entire town. Everyone in the town decided to only eat mint for an entire 5 years to try and cull the mint population, but all it did was make us stronger. At least that's what they say. The thing that finally got rid of the mint was a bad blizzard, unfortunately. I'm just checking you for rot because, no offense, but I feel like you're an unreliable narrator and I don't trust what you say about rain that you make. That's not from the sky. So I just want to make sure you're not like rotten or full of bugs, because if your traveling plant wagon is full of bugs, like the bad kind of bugs, I don't want to be on it. I'll stick with these bugs and this lemon sun, because it really does feel good. But if you have yucky bugs, then definitely not worth it. So I'm just going to check you to see if you have any yucky leaf-eating bugs around you. The worst thing about leaf-eating bugs is that they wouldn't kill me. They'd just make me suffer. And so you probably wouldn't care enough to get rid of them. And then I'd get very resentful pretty quickly. So it's very important that you're clean. Open your mouth. I want to look under your tongue. Clean. You're very suspicious, you know. Have you ever had a wasp burrow inside of you before? This was on the ground whenever I first sprouted. I think it came from a different plant. It was a stem. But a baby wasp used to be inside of here. So I know that the wasps do that in this part of the woods. There must be some wasps burrowing inside the stems of very strong plants. It's called a gall. The wasp plants its eggs in there, and then the eggs grow and grow and grow and grow inside of the stem. And then when it's time for them to leave, they peck out a tiny, tiny hole and fly away. I wouldn't mind being a nest for wasps, to be honest. I think it looks kind of cute. I would love to accentuate my stemmy curves like this. I think it'd be nice. Don't you? Don't you think it would be nice to have like a little bubble inside of your body full of wasps? Just like that. This ecosystem is all about balance. It's another reason I'm a little bit skeptical about your plant wagon. There's a lot of other plants in there too, right? Good. I need to have something to take over, to steal nutrients from. It gives me purpose. Colonizing. It's a mint thing you wouldn't understand. But I do hope that we're good enough for the wasps to burrow in, because this stem definitely wasn't a mint stem. But I think that if mint took over the whole continent, the wasps would probably just have to settle for mint stems. I do. Did you know that hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and a gazillion of hundreds of years ago, almost the entire earth was covered in ferns? Tree-sized ferns. Enormous ferns. Fuzzy, fuzzy, fuzzy ferns across the entire world. I don't know about the oceans, though. I'm not sure about that part. But there weren't a lot of trees yet. Like, there were like tiny trees and like maybe some big trees. I don't know all the details, but I know most of the earth was covered in tree-sized ferns. What an inspiration. I want to have tree-sized mint. Giant mint. Can you imagine how nice the earth would smell? And there wouldn't be any squirrels at all. Or maybe the squirrels would just start to like the mint. I'm not sure. What do you think would happen? What do you think would happen if the earth was covered in tree-sized mints? Tree-sized mint. Minty, 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 mint. It would be different types of mint, obviously. There'd probably be, mint, and then a different mint, and then a different mint, and then a different mint, and we would all be friends. Because we'd all be mint, and we'd all smell delicious. I wouldn't mind sharing with some lavender, because I do like the smell of lavender. I do like the smell of lavender. Very, 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 very much. Some people use the smell of the mint to help them relax. Is that why you want us in your wagon? Are you very stressed all the time? I do know a chamomile patch as well. I can show you where it is. But mint is an excellent choice if you need some help relaxing. Especially if you keep me happy in a pot where I keep growing and growing and growing and getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Whatever you prune off of me, you can hang it up and dry it and then crush it. And then you can just put it in a little cup and you can smell it all the time. You could put it in tea, you could smush this into oil or like a paste. You could freeze us and turn us into ice cream. Or you could just surround yourself with fresh living mint in a whole bunch of pots and let that minty fresh smell send you off to a nice sleep. I have the feeling that if you put a whole bunch of mint in your wagon, and then if you fell asleep and then never woke up, not that I want that to happen or anything, but I have a feeling that even if that did happen, our mint tendrils would just grow over the wagon and under the wagon and would spread from there, from wherever you stopped the wagon, and eventually just pull everything into the earth. We're really good friends with the worms. I mean, worms make friends with everyone. They're super easy to get along with. But worms and mint go way back. So, if something needs to decompose lickety-split, I have friends in the right places is all I'm saying. Sniff up, sniff up, sniff up, sniff up, sniff, 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 so that you can relax and go to sleep. You can relax and go to sleep. Just sniff, sniff, sniff all the nice mint, mint, sniff, sniff, sniff all the nice mint, mint. Sniff, sniff, sniff all the nice kind of like a dessert. And I'll just eat the sun. So lemony today. You should breathe slower, it feels good. Lemony sun, lemony sun. Go to sleep. Eat the lemon sun and sleep. Sleep, 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 sleep. What a beautiful day.